This isn't going to be for Aries, although you could be an Aries and see and get this message. This isn't going to be for Cancer, although you could be a Cancer and get the message. As a collective, what is going on? 3 more shuffles and let's begin. I'm looking for a different message. 1. Holy Spirit, please give us a message. 2. And 3. Wow. Let's do it all in the upright then. Sometimes when you don't want to talk about something, that's what comes up. Like I don't want to really do a love reading, but I'm going to tell you this is probably going to be about love or something to that effect. Speak of the devil. The devil of passion. Knight of Wands. Comes in with passion, sexual energy at many times, lust. Alright guys, give me a minute to look these cards over and see what the message is here. Damn. Alright. Well, I can't control what the cards come out and so forth, you know. So we're just going to go with it. I did not want really to talk about this, but we're going to do it because somebody out there needs to hear it. Underneath this whole thing, passion, okay? I'm channeling a song from Gypsy Kings. It's an awesome ballad. You guys want to go hear it? It's Gypsy Kings, Passion. That's what I'm channeling here. Right now, if this message is for you, you find yourself looking back at the past and specifically something that hurt you, something that has brought pain to your heart. Your heart aches. You cry. You could even identify as being somebody that is suffering from depression. Okay? So you are suffering from thoughts. If another card popped out, it would probably be the 9 of Swords if I laid another one on top of that. But there is pain. It can be that somebody passed away. I can't leave that out. But I don't feel that as much as I feel a betrayal. Your challenge is 4 of Wands. This is, try to zoom in on clear that picture, get that focus for you there. 4 of Wands is a portal. You see these 4? They say 11, 11. Okay, 2 11s. Could even be some deja vu associated with things that are going on in your journey right now. I know I'm having a lot of deja vu lately. But the challenge is there's this portal. There is this door that you need to, either you need to go through this door or the opportunity itself is the challenge. Excuse me, guys. My damn hair is getting in the damn way. So there's possibly an opportunity. This gateway has opened up. And what I feel, because you are in this energy of looking at something that's in the past and being affected by something that is in the past, there's no way that this person, whoever this is, whoever you are, there is no way that you are not being affected by the past, because this person is depressed. This person is thinking about the past. This person is thinking about these emotions that have been left behind in this journey. And because you are focused on the pain of the past, it is affecting you in the present, in the here and now, and affecting your ability to see that there is a portal that you can go into right now. And the problem is, much of the time, when we talk about a portal opening up, an option happening, or something, something becomes an option for you, what can happen is we miss it, the opportunity. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, because we are too busy focused on the past and focused on the pain of the past. What is in the past? Well, in the recent past, there was King of Pentacle energy. And I feel that you went from being the boss, King of Pentacles, to me is the minor arcana of the Emperor. He's a boss energy. He's an entrepreneur. He is somebody that is good with their money and knows how to multiply their money. But something happened in the recent past, and you went from being a boss to somebody that just wants to work with other people and just get along with other people, going along to get along, which is not what he does. King, let me back this up. This guy right here, he don't play that shit. He's the boss. The boss, I had a buddy of mine became a supervisor. He was one of us, a lineman, and he became a supervisor over another department. And he's in the text group chats, and shit like that. And I told him one day, I said, dude, you can't do that. You cannot fraternize with the boys. As much as you want them to like you, they're not going to like you at times, because you are in a position to where whatever the company's directive is, that is what you are to do, and that is your goal, is to produce what they want, and that's not always going to be what the boys want, right? You went from being this boss energy to just going along to get along or something. And now what lies before you is having to get back to focusing on getting something straight and getting something right and getting something done correctly with that Eight of Pentacles. See how this Eight of Pentacles doesn't mean the same thing as it means all the time. It all depends on the context. And this context is so clear, it's unbelievable how clear this message is. But let's bring it back home. Because does this have to do with work and something like that, or is this talking about being a boss in some other way? In other words, you were this boss energy and you degraded your energy and went from being a boss to going along to get along or something like that. And now we're having to go back to perfecting the craft. We're having to go back and get the job done right. It does feel to me like for some of you, this is an actual job situation. There is a gateway. There is something happening that you are going to miss if you continue to look at the past and the failures of the past. What is going on in your subconscious right now, whatever group this is, which I might get some clarifiers in a minute, but what is going on in your subconscious is the Three of Cups. Now, I could take it a couple of ways. Socializing. We got the Three of Cups in the subconscious, which has to do with social energy, and in how this whole thing is working itself out from the 5D into the 3D is the Three of Pentacles. You are playing a game. You are doing what we all do. You're playing the game. Maybe it's because something happened in the past and it didn't go so damn good for you or something. Now, let me tell you something else here. I feel whatever this Three of Cups is, in with it is the Six of Cups. So it explains, it clarifies what this social energy is. The energy has to do with somebody from the past. Don't have to be a tarot reader. Look at that picture. Okay? What's in your subconscious is this. Socializing, having your cup with others, giving your cup to others, more than one person. And it has to do with a connection from the past, a soul connection. This is a very important connection. When you talk about the Six of Cups, you're talking about a very important soul connection. For many of you, this is a family member, a younger brother or sister. Some of you, this is an old flame, and she was younger, or you were a male and you were the younger one. It doesn't matter. It's about the energy. But one of you was an older person, and the other one of you was younger, maybe by even 10 or 15 years, or maybe something that wouldn't be necessarily looked at in a good way. But whatever the case is, in your subconscious, this is what's going on. And here you are looking back at the past. I have to think that it is a past connection right here. And what lies before you, we talked about it, the Eight of Pentacles, having to look at the details. Another interpretation for Eight of Pentacles is looking at the details. What do you mean looking at the details? You're working together with other people towards the pinnacle of stability and so forth. You're wanting things to go good. You're wanting to share your emotions. I don't know, but if you're a boss, you need to quit. If you were a supervisor, you need to quit fraternizing with your employees. I'm just going to say it. Quit doing it. Your supervisor is not your friend. I just had a conversation with one of the guys yesterday about this. We literally just had this conversation that even though our supervisor was one of the boys, he's now our supervisor and he's not one of the boys anymore. Now, my old supervisor was one of the boys, and he was a guy that he had our back for the most part. But at times, and you can't expect anything more, when it became his ass against your ass, of course he's going to take his own ass. But now let's bring it back home here, because I think that for many of you it has to do with romance, because the first card that we've seen here underneath the whole reading is the Knight of Wands, which is passion. So another set of you that I could see this happening is that this was a romance that happened at work. And maybe, I love this because there's so many ways to read tarot. There's so many ways to read tarot. But one of you is the boss and one of you is an employee. And you dipped your pen in the company ink. I heard somebody say that a few years ago, because one of the dispatchers got involved with one of the boys, and everybody was saying, you put your pen in the company ink when you did that. And it created hell. In fact, I've been in the middle of that myself, and I learned my lesson not to ever have a romance with somebody that you work with, because it will end terribly. It never ends good. And if that's what happened, fraternizing, Three of Cups could be considered fraternizing, especially had it come out in the reverse. I would have definitely said this was putting your pen in the company ink. But I don't know that for sure. With that being, I could infer that, though, with the three anyway, without even having to, I could even say that there was a three-way situation going on. There could have been a love triangle going on here. You were the boss. And when you stuck your pen in the company ink, you downgraded yourself. And now you are working together with others towards the pinnacle of stability. Well, yeah, because you're trying to control everything. You're trying to get control back. Because now you've been exposed. People know what is going on. Okay, if that's your story, just hold on tight. We're going to see if we can get glean something good out of this. And I think we can. Your advice is to bring a cup of emotion. Now, normally, in a general, the King of Cups or the Knight of Cups is somebody that's just bringing in a message of emotion. But I think we get the context of this whole reading. You don't need to just, and we're looking at what's underneath the deck is the Knight of Wands, passion. I think you came in with passion. There was something that was passionate going on romantically, but I think this King of Cups or Knight of Cups is bringing in an apology. Knight of Cups can be an apology, and there may need to be an apology made, or you come to the situation in a spirit of trying to make things better, trying to heighten the vibrations of everybody involved. This has to do with bringing in stability in in an emotional way. So you came in thinking with the wrong wand, and now you're going to have to make it right. And you're having to focus back on this energy here. And Spirit says, come at this thing with a spirit of meekness, a spirit of, hey, I fucked up, things got out of control, and, whatever happened, we need to get back to a business connection here, a business relationship, a working relationship. Okay, so I feel like that is the key here, is come in with an apology, come in with at least an apologetic spirit. Hey, admit that you made a mistake, and so forth. Okay, what is affecting this whole thing? As far as, now we know that the Knight of Wands is affecting it, and that somebody may have brought passion in or something. But what are the outside external influences? Well, the external influences is that people are talking shit about you, possibly. Now, it can also be that there was a betrayal, and this person here whacked this person upside the head. You could see in this picture, you don't have to be a tarot reader, look at the picture. This person has this sword, and they just did something to this person where this person is turning their back on this person. And this person's looking back at what they did. They could even be looking back at what they did with their words. Five of Swords, conflict. What's affecting this situation, the external influences to this situation, is there was a verbal altercation possibly, or some type of shit stirred up. And your overall projected outcome is the Queen of Pentacles. You putting yourself first and putting your self-worth first. You looking at who you are and what you bring to the table and your abundance and so forth. And you put yourself first in this situation. But I feel Spirit also says you better put other people there as well. And if you truly care about yourself, because yourself, if you are a supervisor or something like that, your worth is tied to your job. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. Who is this reading? Tell us about this person. 3 cards. Who is this person? Who is this that we are talking to? Tell us a little bit more. Who is this that we're talking to? So I feel like somebody got involved with somebody at work. And it could be a boss, and it could be an employee. Could be a boss and a secretary. Right? Where do we spend most of our life? We spend more time with the people that we work with than anybody ever. Because you think about it, I mean, if you have a job where you work with people, now some people don't, so, but most people, if you have to make a living honestly, you're working. And shit happens at work. Well, let's just do it. Let's just go with it. Whoever you are, there was a connection. Ace of Wands, something happened, negative in the situation, somebody let go, could have let go of. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Okay, let me tell you something about Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands in the olden days had to do with masturbation. There's still tarot readers out there that you will hear them talk about it, even today. I know a couple of them myself personally. And whenever the Ace of Wands comes up, she'll say, you're masturbating to this person or something like that. In the reverse, for me, is that type of energy. It is a sexual, lustful energy. Somebody let go, something did not get taken down, and something tried to get rebuilt. So, in other words, somebody's trying to rebuild a shit show, something that should have ended, and not allow it to end, and kind of shit like that. This screams drama. This whole reading screams the drama of getting involved with somebody that you work with, getting involved with somebody that you are technically supposed to be older than them or carries that type of energy, because this is who you are in the recent past and this is who you've become. You downgraded, but don't be too hard on yourself. Spirit says that you are going to find your value. Sometimes the biggest thing that can happen to you is to be knocked down a few pegs in some way. Something happens at work and you get degraded somehow. Somebody talks shit about you. Now you don't feel like you're on top of your game. Let me tell you something. Just because you fucked up doesn't mean you ain't the boss anymore. Just because you fucked up doesn't mean you can't repair it. Hey, you fucked up. Let everybody know, hey man, I fucked up, but this is where we still got to get shit done. You know, so if you didn't lose your job for it or something like that, I do sense though that this really feels like an office romance. Spirit says to succeed, you need to bring in an apology. That is what I'm feeling. You need to say, I'm sorry. Maybe you haven't said it yet. Do you know it's hard to be forgiven if you don't say you're sorry? I can forgive just about anything. Somebody fucking stabs me in the back, they come to me and say, hey man, I actually had this happen to me years ago. A co-worker of mine says, hey, if you ever hear that I talk some shit behind your back, it's because this guy that I talk to, all he does is sit and badmouths you. And I just go along with it because I don't know what else to do. I'm trying to just do my job and go along to get along, which is what we also seen in this reading that you are doing. And I had to give him some damn respect for that, because I thought that was so cool that he actually told me, hey man, if you ever hear anything, I just went along with it because, you know, I appreciate that. At least he's honest, you know. We all do it. I'll be sitting out there talking to some of the guys and somebody will start bad-mouthing one of the other techs, and it happens to be that, or even my boss. I'll just, you know, let's just talk about bosses here for a minute. I've heard guys talk shit about my boss, and I'm like, man, he ain't never done nothing like that to me. I don't know how that could even be possible. But, hey, everybody has a free will, and not everybody, you're not going to get along with everybody, and there's going to be people, you know, like that. But if this is a situation where you were in you dipped your pen in the company ink, learn from it, don't do it again, get out of this situation, say you're sorry or whatever, and don't look back and don't do it again, because it will mess you up. I've seen people basically leave their job and go work somewhere else because it was just too stressful. So if that's your message, I hope that this message finds you in a good way to where you can work this thing out. If you found yourself getting resonated with this message, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you could be alerted when I upload new videos. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.